Srikanth Chandrasekharan, Vice President, Indium Software Private Limited, will deliver the special lectures. I hope our students will get benefit from our chief guest speech, and also they will apply that points and valuable things given by our chief guest. They will develop in future. On behalf of our management, again welcome our chief guest, this prestigious institute. Thanks one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now I welcome our coordinator, ma'am, Mrs. Nandini Sarpati, to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Srikanth Chandrasekharan, Vice President, Indium Software Private Limited.
Esteemed Chief Guest, beloved Director, respected advisors, senior coordinators, cherished faculty members, and my dear students, good morning. It's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our resource person, Mr. Srikanth Chandrasekharan, Vice President, Indium Software Private Limited. Indium is a 1,000+ people organization, leader in digital and quality assurance services for over 20 years with offices in US, UK, Malaysia, and headquarters in Chennai. India is one of the fast growing racing industry in gaming. Our resource person, Mr. Srikanth Chandrasekharan, has 20 years of global sales experience and traveled across countries like Europe, America, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific regions. Now, he leads the global sales for Indian gaming vertical called as IXI e-gaming. He has instrumental in building a new revenue pipeline every year while serving in different capabilities. Versatile experience in working with the startup to large enterprises, his passion towards selling has constituted several new customer logos at Indium. Understanding the mind of the customer, overcoming business challenges, taking calculated risk, and building long-term relationships has been key traits behind his success. An idea can change our life, but the ideas of the technocrats can change the course of the world. So, my dear students, get ready to your lunch, your trust for a technical knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, can I start now?
1 second, sir. Our chief guest has been felicitated with a memento by our assistant professor Ilangovan, sir.
Thank you so much for Mr. Ilangovan and A.M. Jain for felicitating me with this memento. Truly appreciate every one of you to organize this particular session, and really I'm really thankful to everyone in the college.
Now I welcome our chief guest, Mr. Srikanth Chandrasekharan, Vice President, Indium Software Private Limited, to deliver the keynote address.
Okay. Thank you, one and all, for providing me with this opportunity to basically, first of all, interact with young minds who are going to shape the future of India and the world. And firstly, I congratulate all of you on the opening of a new department. And it is a true honor to be welcomed by AM Jain College. I know how old college it is. I am from Chennai, and it's a true privilege for me to be discussing with all of you about some of the career opportunities, some of my own experiences in the industry. And I will also be running you through a presentation for you to be a little bit enlightened about what is happening within the gaming industry. First of all, I would like to start by saying this is a great time, all of you. Your minds are the power and the tool to create what you are and to change the world. I have been, in the industry for 20 years. We've been seeing the advent of technology evolving over a period of time. And particularly, the last 10 years has been extremely fast in the way that things have evolved. When I started off, there was not much of information. Content is the key. Today, if you look at it, everywhere there is so much of content. Sometimes we get lost without knowing what to do with it. And all of you young minds out there who are just stepping out into the world of technology, into the world of a career, this is the first time that you're going to go get a job, earn your money for yourself, earn fame for yourself. But what is most critical is how you shape your 20 years from now on. That will define who you are. That is going to define your career. That is going to define, the way that you will progress towards the next 20 years from your first 20 years. So today, T20 is a concept in cricket, but I would like to say that 2020 for you is the most important time from now, today, to the next 20 years, how you build your career. Now, it's very important, when you go into seeking a career path, there are so many things. People will start giving you so many advices. There are going to be so many opportunities that are going to be there in front of you. The most successful guys are the ones who are going to grab those opportunities by both hands, and how you're going to create a value for yourself and your country and the world is what is going to shape the next 20 years of your life, because this is very critical. Like I said, there is so much of opportunities across industries. Some of you are going to be entrepreneurs. Some of you are going to be leaders in the industry. It is a path that you're going to choose that will actually define who you are. So integrity, honesty, and clarity of mind are three traits that you should carry when you want to succeed in your career. Sometimes people ask me, what is success? Is it earning money? Probably not. Is it becoming a great guy in life? Probably not. So what is success? Success is nothing but clarity of mind. If you're clear in your mind, if you're clear in your decision making, if you're clear in the path that you set forward, that will basically define your goals that you want to accomplish in the next 20 years. So remember, guys, remember my friends out there, it's a surreal moment for me, because not only I'm very happy that I'm interacting with young minds, I'm interacting with some of the people who are going to shape up the future of the world. And it is within you to do that. And it is within each one of you to capture the moment, to capture the essence, to capture the technology evolution that is happening around you, to ensure that you are able to make the competition healthy and you're going to move forward with a clarity of mind. that will define who you are, and that will define your success. Okay. So I thank all of you once again to join me in going through some of the experiences that I have, but I have been called particularly to talk about the gaming industry, and especially, a career in gaming. If you look at it in India, especially in India, gaming is a very nascent stage. It is evolving. But when you look at gaming is a little different from sports. Okay. Let's say, you want to be a cricketer. You could probably go hire yourself in an academy and, train yourself in batting and bowling or in any other sports and become a sports guy. But gaming is a little different. It is being played with a certain infrastructure. You need to have a certain hardware, a software. But what is about a career in gaming? Every one of you must be thinking, hey, what am I going to do after I complete my BCA? Some of you may say, okay, probably I'm going to do a master's. Some of you may say, okay, let me go and do a coding job. Some of you may say, okay, let me go and do a sales job. So there are a plethora of opportunities that are lying ahead of you. But one of that, interestingly, is the gaming industry. It's serious business, okay? Gaming, people may think that it is just, okay, a pastime, it is a casual time, it's a time pass, and so many other jargons are associated with it. But truly, gaming is shaping the world today. You will be surprised at the influx of new thought process that is happening in the gaming industry. And I'm sure all of you, would have heard about games. You might have at one point of time, associated with yourself with some mobile game, or some of you may have played on, let's say a console game, or some of you may have played a PC game. But have you ever thought about gaming as a career? It is a very interesting career for all of you to have if you really want to make a shift from the normal to something that is very interesting. In all my 20 years of experience as an IT professional, I will be very honest, I have been working with many industries like banking and financial services, retail, manufacturing. I have visited so many different customers across the world. But truly, gaming has been the most impressive industry that I have worked on till today. Now, there are a lot of reasons why I'm saying that, primarily because today we are in a time that is not only challenging, but we are in a time that is kind of so critical for all of us. The pandemic, there are so many people's lives have been lost, and so many industries that have gone down. For example, the movie industry, the automobile industry, the retail industry, the food industry. We have been hearing news of people shutting shops. We've been hearing news of industries closing down, and things that have not been really going a lot for many of the business entrepreneurs out there. But did you know that the gaming industry was one industry that actually made such a huge impact during the pandemic? And I note you to this point because we are still yet to come out of the COVID situation. And incidentally, we go back a year in March 2020, which is when our esteemed Prime Minister had informed us there will be a lockdown. Nobody anticipated it. Nobody was prepared for it. But we had to adjust ourselves. And what did we do? most of us were watching Netflix, most of us were watching Amazon Prime, but many of us were actually playing games. So the last 12 to 14 months has been one of the most eventful times for the gaming industry, primarily because there were millions and millions of new gamers who were actually registered to play a new game. And this made sure that the gaming companies globally were able to create new and innovation and content to basically adapt themselves to the users that were actually coming to them asking, hey, do you have something for me? Right? Now, when we look at gaming, what do you think? Okay, it's just about playing a game. What is it? Playing a multiplayer game, a single player game? But did you know that the gaming age group starts from 3 years old till about 75 years old? There are games that are being made for toddlers. There are being games that are made for housewives. There are being games that are made for people with analytical skills. And not only that, gaming is just not about going and immersing yourself into something. It makes you think. It can give you an opportunity to go and play something to improve your analytical skills. I will tell you an example. We are working with a company, in the United States, which is an award-winning company. We basically were starting up with working with them. They actually are making a gamification project which will help corporate companies to hire resources. So now how does it work? You send a CV, there is a HR who will call you, and you will be screened for certain questions, and then you will be asked to go to the second round. Imagine this. You're sitting in front of a laptop and they're giving you a game to play. And that game will actually test your analytical skills. And based on that you're going to be hired in the corporate world. There are games that are being made for learning in kids where the kids are basically taught about so many new things through a game that are being made. Today in the virtual world, when direct contact is not there, games are being made for virtual conferences. And so today, the gaming industry is the most rapidly moving industry, and all of you have an equal opportunity and responsibility to basically make a name for yourself if you are really wanting to be into it. Okay. So I would like to go and enter into a presentation right now that I have for you guys. And I'm hopeful that, this will give you a lot more insight into what exactly is the gaming industry all about, and particularly a career in game testing. If you look at, before I jump in, for all of you may be aware of testing and all that, just go and have a look around you. There are so many things that are out there. You have a sofa, you have a computer, you have a cell phone, you have a mobile. Everything is being QA tested before it actually comes into the market, to the retail store. So quality assurance or testing is so important to basically release a product or a software or a game before we go into the market. Okay, so testing makes a very crucial impact on how people create games, and those games are basically going to the users, to the consumers, who basically will buy it at a cost. So there is a revenue that is linked to every product that is being made out there. And I'm sure that you will appreciate the importance of gaming, the testing in gaming, and testing in general, which my company Indian Software does in terms of what we do for the growth aspects, and all of you who are going to change the world tomorrow. You are the future of the country. You are the future of the world. Remember that you are going to make an impact, and every single thought process that you have today will make you the man or the woman that you're going to make the future. And remember that this is the most crucial time for all of you to make a decision on how you want to lead your life. So let's go into a quick presentation that I have. And this will basically give you a lot more insight on, what I want to talk about. If somebody can, give me access to showing my presentation, is that possible?
Shikant, I think you are already co-host, so you will have an option to share the screen.
I have an option. Okay. Just 1 second now. Are you able to view my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So all of you are able to view my screen? Arun, can you view my screen?
Yes, Shikant, we can hear
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, before I proceed, guys, I want to just tell you what this is all about. This is a presentation about my company, but I'm going to talk about a lot of things here about QA or integrated quality assurance. But before that, I want to make something to you. I want to tell you something, and I want you all to take this pledge. I want you all to take this pledge because I've come through your roots. I've come through where you were today, so many years back. And there were so many thoughts that, that have shaped me to what I am today. There were so many people who have shaped me to who I am today. There are so many people who have inspired to who I am today. So I want you all to take a pledge. So all of you take this pledge. I want you to shed your inhibitions. If you didn't know what an inhibition is something that is very well inside you. It is there within you. It is something that you are not afraid of, but at the same time you're afraid of. You're afraid of opening up. That is something, what leaders in future will basically understand, and they will shed their inhibitions. Do not worry about anything. If there are problems in your question, it is okay. If you don't know, it's fine. But unless and until you put your step forward, you are not going to be in the competition of elite people or elite people, however you may call it. Throw away the fear that you have. Take it off your mind. Shed your inhibitions. And even if it is the minutest doubt that you have when you are in a crowd, don't fear to ask it. Don't fear to go one step forward, to go about and tell what you feel like. Don't fear to go one step forward and tell your thoughts, because these inhibitions, when you shed them, that will make you as a leader of tomorrow. Explore the new. Today, you have so many new things. People are talking about sending a flight to Mars. People are, building bridges that that are not possible. And similarly, people are thinking so many different things because the opportunity is there for all of you to take. If you do not take it, if you don't explore the new, you're basically going one step backward. You're not willing to go with the crowd. You're not willing to go with the people who are going to shape the world. If you want to do that, explore the new. And the third pledge I want to take, I want you all to take is throw away the uncertainties. When you're growing, the next 5 years is very important. You're all going to get a job. You're going to get your first pay packet. You're going to get a new dress for yourself. But there are also going to be uncertainties that when you move forward. Sometimes you may not get the right job that you want. Sometimes your career is not going as much as you want. Sometimes you're not sure of yourself. So what you should do, you should throw away those uncertainties. And I will tell you a way that you should do it. Stop using but, stop using if, stop using cannot, stop using I do not know. Instead, put that into perspective. Instead of but, you say however I can. Instead of if, you say it can be possible. Put yourself with a positive energy and throw away those uncertainties from your life. And this will, my friend, make you the next big thing in the world if you really want to become. And today, your career is going to be shaped up when you're following certain ethics, certain honesty, certain way and clarity of mind if you want to success. So SET, shed your inhibitions, explore the new and throw away the uncertainties. And SET, set your life for the future. All right. This is the pledge that I want you all to take, and believe in yourself. And every year from now on, there is going to be this SET and the clarity of mind with which you want to succeed. All right. So enough of the Gyan. I think you all know what I'm talking about. So let's little bit go into gaming. So, those days when I was growing up, my father, who was working in the Middle East, he used to get me a handheld device. A handheld device is nothing but something that you hold with both your hands and you're trying to play a game. So the gaming has actually been a revolution of sorts since not today, since the 1970s. If you look at it, there were arcade games, and then you might have heard about Pac-Man, where you need to go and eat something, and so many games were being made out of that. And then the big players like Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, they all came up with games like Super Mario. I'm sure some of you would have heard about Super Mario and some of the levels that have been made today. And those days in the 80s, people were looking at playing Super Mario as a game, and they were just building so many new levels out of which people could keep themselves engaged. And then we have a lot of things changed within the gaming landscape. People were talking about shooter games, where you have a gun. PUBG is one of the games that you're talking about, Call of Duty, and so many new games that were evolving in the 90s that basically, mandated the entire gaming industry to think differently. Now you have a mobile phone. Basically, when you're talking about 10, 15 years before, Nokia was a leader in mobile phone, and they had a small, mobile where you really didn't have any touch screen. Those days, when you're talking about a 1 megapixel camera, people used to say, oh my God, what a great camera it is. Today, you have 100 and 200 megapixel camera that have come. So why am I talking about this analogy of the advent of technology that actually has influenced. Why are they creating games? Because the users changed, the mindset of the consumer changed. That is how people innovate. That's how people bring new, different landscapes into the market. Be it a mobile phone, be it a sofa, or anything that you talk about. Similarly, in the gaming, the consumers were thinking differently, and that is why a lot of shooter games came into play. And initially, then in 97 Nokia was releasing a snake game. You need to capture the snake. And in 2004, World of Warcraft, that were on PC, that is there. And you all know about Angry Birds. Angry Birds was made into movie as well. And so many games are being made to movies, and so many movies are being made into games. It's a match made in heaven. All right. And then Pokemon Go, which was an augmented reality game that is coming up. That's already there in the market. And we have Twitch, a video game streaming device that was launched. And all of you might have played Candy Crush Saga, Subway Surfers, Temple Run. So many new games that actually came into the market. So this is how the gaming actually evolved. And primarily, if you look at the left side, you have cloud. VR is nothing but a virtual reality where you have a headset and you play games. And we are testing a game. Incidentally, I'm just giving you an example here. The VR headset is not only made for games. So we are actually testing a company which is making fitness application embedded within the VR headset. So that is actually made like a game, and you can basically look into the headset and you can do movements like the game does. And it is actually creating a lot of fitness enthusiasts around the world are using that. Handheld devices, mobile gaming is the biggest market, where all of you will be using iPhone and Android, and you're downloading games. PC arcade console is nothing but Xbox and PS4. So let me go to the next slide. So what are the 10 most popular games in the market, or something, data that is there? Like how each one of you are different as individuals, you have your own mind, you have your own thought process. Different kinds of games are there in the market. Some of them are action games, some of them are battle games. So this has been basically single user game, multi-user game, RPG game, or role play games. Or you go at MMORPG, that's called as multiplayer role play games, or MOBA, multiplayer battle arena. So many people come at the same time and play. So you have sports games. Some of you are interested in the FIFA series, fighting games, or adventure, racing, strategy. So if you look at it, I don't want you all to just look at it as, hey man, what is this? Okay, this is something that I know or I don't know. Look at the opportunity that is there. Look at the way that the industry is evolving. And this is not just a casual industry. People are making games for the market. And, we are also making sure that we are accomplishing new levels, at the same time embracing this market with the different kind of thought process. We all need entertainment. It is like watching a movie. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? So it's fine. There is a time that you can play a game also. So, but there are people who are making these games. So let me just go about and talk about the market. The world market is close to 190 or $200 billion in gaming. $1 billion. You are talking about China being a huge leader in the gaming market. You're talking about Asia Pac as a huge leader. You're talking about the games that are being made in the United States, in Europe, in Latin America. And I visited one conference in Germany that was called as Gamescom. the people there, they were really dressed like characters, like ghosts. They were little blood were coming all over their face. And, so many enthusiastic gamers were actually coming in and looking at that as a casual, but also an opportunity to basically learn about the game. The consumers were there, the businessmen were there, the investors were there. And today, if you look at it, the global gaming market is one of the most rapidly growing industries in the world. Don't think about, you only want to go and do some banking job. You can still be a gamer and earn money. If you are going and playing an esports tournament, people are basically giving lots of money. But I wouldn't recommend that, if you want to stress yourself too much. But at the same time, I'm just giving you the positives of gaming. There are pros and cons in every industry, but at the same time, you need to look at it in a positive perspective. All right. So where are we in India? So we are all from India. Nammalam Tamil pasanga. Nammalam ukkanditu irukom. We are all sitting here. I'm wondering, dude, what is this guy talking about? The world map. Where are we in India? What are we doing in India? India is a very minuscule market. It's a very small market. It is still an evolving market, but it's the most viable market to do business. Why? Because of the population. You play a game. Your mom plays a game, your dad plays a game, your brother plays a game, your sister plays a game. Imagine the amount of impact that it can create. And today, India is becoming a hub for esports. Companies like Tencent, NetEase, Nazara Games, MPL Gaming, they are all making fantasy games like Dream 11, for example, MPL Mobile Premier League, for example. They're making new games that are suitable for the Indian market. So what does this all mean? That means that there are opportunities. That means there is jobs. That means there is openings that you can have. That means there are opportunities where you can create for yourself in this business and in a growing industry as well. Correct? So if you look at it, India is a very small consumer market. We are still evolving. We are not a developer-friendly market. We are an esports market. We are a consumer market. We are the ones who play games, who purchase online thing. And also, the cost of owning a device is a little high here. And you need to keep buying those games. And, for your parents, for example, when you're growing up today, all the kids are also playing. So they have to get an investment right for them. And also, you should understand that the cost of ownership of new devices is also high compared to the other United States or European market, where, it is a lot more easier to procure, purchase, and play. And also here, if you look at our internet speeds are just getting there. The last, few years has been fiber optic, and so many new online games have come. Facebook games have come. We are also testing one app that is downloadable on the Android and iOS market. It's called as Brain Buzz. Excuse me, where there are hundreds of new games that will help you do puzzles. It will test your brain. So it's called as Brain Buzz. You can download it and play the game as well. So what do you want to become in this global gaming platform? You can be an esports guy. You can be a developer. You can be a consumer. You can be an owner of a gaming hub. You can do anything. So that is, my friend, the impact that the gaming market is basically bringing to all of you, especially in India. We are the most youngest nation in the world. 50% of our age group is below 25 years. And each one of you contribute to that. You are in that age group. So tomorrow you could be a businessman in gaming. Who knows? Think about it. think about it in a different mind, in a different way, and how you want to go about. So let me now go into something related to QA, which I wanted to bring note to you all about as well. Testing, like I mentioned, is still looked upon a little bit, as somebody who anybody can do test. No, it's not the way. If you're doing a banking or a financial app, I can talk to you and, hey, come, you've already studied something, let you do some QA activity. In gaming, you need to be a gamer to be a tester. You need to have the intelligence to play a game. You need to have the passion to play a game. All right. So if you look at gaming, there are a lot of opportunities in the gaming sector. Like I said, one is development. You can be, somebody who's basically willing to go and create a game. But QA testing is also one of the career opportunities that you have. That is actually an alternate opportunity. In India, what we have is our gaming division is called as ITSI Gaming, where we have so many people who are gamers for the last 10 years, who are testers for the last 10 years. Okay. And so what is the different types of testing that we have? What is testing? Now, what is a game testing? So basically, you need to play a game and you have to functionally, it's a black box. So the game is there, that's already been made, given to you, and you do functional testing by playing a game. Looks like an easy job, right? Isn't it? It's an interesting job. All you need to do is you get paid for playing a game, right? Sounds nice, but actually it is very serious job. You are going to work as a part of a team of testers. You need to be sure of logging in defects, ensuring that you are understanding different gameplays, finding different showstoppers that are there in the game. So these are all functional assessment and recommendations that you make while testing a game. Okay. The other one is compliance testing. What is compliance? When you are in college, you have to adhere to a simple dress code. Chuma ade haya on the I cannot, or tapori mari, you cannot dress and come, right? Is it not? So you have certain rules and regulations that you need to follow and checklists that are mandated. Even when they make a game, if it's like an FDA, you must have heard of in the healthcare industry, the Federal Drug Administration on US has a certain ways that applications have to be built and regulated. It's a regulated industry. So similarly, compliance testing is where you comply with certain set of requirement checklists, that's called as TRC, which are being followed, and you need to test them for compliance. So it could be on a mobile game, it could be on an Android game, or it could be on a PlayStation or any other game. Now, there is also compatibility testing. What is compatibility testing? So you have a mobile, you have an Android device, your friend has an iPhone device, you have another guy has a laptop, a kind of a laptop, or you have a kind of a Kindle or any other handheld device. Your game has to work exactly the way it is across all devices. So is it compatible across each one of these devices is what we test using a compatibility testing report. So where we test across devices and we'll give a report saying, hey, you know what, this works fine, this doesn't work fine, and this is the way that the games are being made. And then ad hoc testing. Chumma test, go test finally, okay, this is working or not. So on a not followed path, it's exploratory. You kind of create your own thought process and your own ability to basically think and react and test. So there is also network testing. Then there is focus group testing. What is focus group testing? So they give, a focus group of people a game to play at the same time. usability. How are they reacting? How are the players reacting? What are the typical problems that they are facing playing a game? What are the issues that are being created in a focus group? So this will help people create games accordingly to the feedback that is being received from us to them, based on which they will adapt their game and make some changes. And this is called as a focus group testing or a play testing that we basically do. And other tests, smoke test, sanity test, there are performance tests, there is automation, and so many security testing that is there. And today, even if you look at the games, they're real money games. Somebody might have played rummy, so you need to when you're transacting money, it has to be checked for security aspects of it as well. So this is in a nutshell what QA or testing is all about, and how you can basically become a tester in the gaming field. Okay, so what do you test on? What do you test on? You can't test on something like, which is not a device that is suitable for gaming. It's not a software testing, it's a different testing, right? So these are the platforms where games are being made. Either the games are being made for the PC platform, or it's being made for the console platform, or it's being made on the mobile platform, or it's being made on the VR platform. So depending on your analytical skills and ability to become a tester, what we do is we pick you based on certain goals that we give you, and based on that we put you across in one of these areas. And the mobile market is so huge, so many games are being made on that, on Android and iOS, and that is how we basically test games. So what do we use for testing games? What do we use? Okay, once we start testing, how do we communicate with our people or our customers? So we use Skype, we use Slack. There are a lot of communication modes that will be there. The DSR is daily status reports, and how we go about logging in defects. There are different kinds of audio conferencing tools which we use to share the reports, and things that we kind of help in download. So these are all part of our governance or software modeling with which we kind of do a testing. Okay, and then so the games are being made. These are black box. So how do we know where to go and test? So you see the games when you're made right from your first day. In testing there is a policy called as shift left. So you find the defects right at the beginning of your QA, or right at the beginning of development. So when you start finding defects right there, while you keep going, the time that is taken to basically do your regression test and your releases, your go-to market are more clear. And that is why we in gaming also, we test different games across different kinds of life cycle patterns that you have. Like a pre-alpha, when the game is actually being made for the first time, we do test suites, we check for the environment if it is good, and then it goes to an alpha stage where we aggregate all those test cases and we accomplish them, and we do some dev testing on those games. We do play testing just to see if it is working fine, and then we do pre-beta testing just before it goes into a beta release. So if any application, they kind of, even if your bank, if you log in, if there is a change, they will tell you that beta release is happening. So that is before release, they kind of tell you, okay, how is the experience of the user, whether I need to make changes, what are the different things that has to be done. So in pre-beta, you do compliance testing, you do functionality testing, you do compatibility testing, and then you go into beta phase, and then you go into post beta where we do bug fixes, ensure that things are there, and then you go to the release candidate when the game is actually going to go for release, whether it is fit enough to go into the market. So we do for submission checks, and then master candidate, where the gold came, where we tell whether if it is ready to play, or in the last minute if there are any problems that are there in the game. And post production, sometimes when even after the game releases, we are seeing, I gave you an example of so many things just that are there right next to you, but it doesn't mean it works, right? They're all QA tested. You still find defects, right? What does it affect? It affects your brand value. So that testing is so important, this life cycle, that your brand image is actually something that everybody is wary of. And after finding the defect, when it is releasing, it's not such a good thing for the company. Because are you okay if website opens in 1 minute? Today nobody has time. Today people want everything in a jiffy. They want it like that, right? So the games also need to be perfectly adaptable to the technology, to the infrastructure, and to the consumer, because the consumer are making an investment by basically giving a game. And what do we do post production? We kind of check on, monitor the game service for ethical hacking. We look for slowness and maintenance. We do annual maintenance contract, and so on and so forth, that that we engage in game testing as well. I don't want to go too much into this on the test process. This is about how you initiate a plan. How do you go about creating a test plan? How do you document the test cases? How do you do the checklist? And how do you basically give a report to the customer or consumer? So what is the value that we deliver? We have this is more from our perspective, but for you also to think, okay, any company where you join, this is what they will aim at, right? So they will aim at doing a proper game progression, intricacies of the apps, check everything is perfect or not, whether the compliance sweep is good enough, whether there is 100% submission pass on the first time, how better we engage ourselves other than our competitors. So this is more for a business slide, but maybe you can think about it and understand as to what goes on in a company when you basically test a game. Okay. And finally, how do you bugs are being found? How do you report the bugs? So we kind of use tools like Jira, like Mantis, which are defect tracking tools, and there are daily reports that are being sent, and these are being viewed to the consumer. The customer. They look into the bugs. They say, hey, you know what? Okay, fine. And we are on a daily basis. We say, okay, we found this. This is slow. This is fast. And so many new things that we report on a daily basis, based on which they develop games, and then they give it to us. So this is more on the bug reporting. And how do we engage? So who are the case? So what will you become if you come and become a game tester? You will be a test engineer to start with, and then you can go to a test lead. You can go to a project manager. You can go to a senior project manager. You can go to a program manager. There is a lot that you can achieve in the gaming industry, especially that if you want to go and create a value for yourself in the gaming industry as well. So this is the governance model, that how we go about and how we go about in our company. But this is more in synonym of how you can recognize yourself if you want to be a gamer or a game tester. Like I said, this industry is going to give you a lot of opportunities. It is about how you want to take it, which are the ones that you want to pick it. And game testing is also one of the very fantastic jobs that are out there. You can make a career out of it. So now, how do you go about it? Our company, XC Gaming, we have a game tester training course. If anybody wants to join, you can join our gaming trainer course. This is a completely free course. We don't charge for you guys coming and enrolling yourself in our batch, you can go to ICSI Gaming and Training under About Us. You can see our game tester training course. It's called as IGTA, or ICSI Gaming Testing Academy of Excellence. This is your first stop to becoming a game tester. So we will teach you the nuances of QA and how you want to go about playing a game, and what are the different thought process that you need to apply and for you to become a tester. And what is interesting about the gaming industry is you can wear shorts and come to the office. So you don't have to really worry about, working on a formal. It's a cool industry to be in. That doesn't mean, you can do a lot of other stuff. You can obviously come and enjoy yourself and play games for a living, earn money for a living. And that's how you can become a game tester also. And what are the prerequisites that you may have? Obviously, you need to have an interest in video game. If you're interested in politics, don't come. If you're interested in watching movies, possibly yes, you could still become a game tester. If you're interested in something else, well, this is probably not for you. If you want to become a mathematician or you're a scientist, you probably are not going to be a game tester anyway. But this is equally a kind of a prestigious job, equally, interesting job, equally, well-paying job as well. And if at all anybody wants to open up your mind, this is an opportunity for you. So we kind of select you based on certain eligibility criteria, and then we bring you onto the table and we teach you the gaming, and then we kind of help you go with the whole aspect of becoming a tester and provide you a career within our gaming division also. So that is, my friend, the end of my topic. But before I leave, I want to just possibly, tell you before I leave that I want to wholeheartedly thank each and every one of you to have listened to me patiently. I hope that you had a good understanding of what gaming is all about, the opportunities on gaming, the different career opportunities that it can throw for you. And last but not the least, I thank the management and staff of AM Jain for having me as a chief guest and giving me an opportunity to talk to all these young minds who are going to shape the world in the years to come. And you guys are the future of India and the world. And I wish you all the very best to do whatever you want to do. And you are open to ask me any question if you may have anything. I'll be very happy to answer that. And thank you so much for listening to me patiently as well. Appreciate the time given to me. Thank you, everyone, once again.
Sir, could you please share any best institute for learning IGTA course, sir?
We are at the institute, Indian Game Testing Academy.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So we are the institute ourselves. So I cannot recommend another institute. You can join us.
Okay, sir. And what are the courses, softwares in near future, sir, for game testing?
What are the software
used for game testing, sir?
That is more, there are a lot of, tools that are available, like, you can develop on C, C++, and so many different tools that are being used for game development. That you need to check a little bit, but unless and until you are interested to develop games, that's a totally different field altogether. So people who develop games, they really are not interested in testing. So I've restricted my conversation to QA, but I can share you more information I'm reachable. You can ask somebody from your department and reach me. I'll give you more information about how you want to become a game developer, if that is what you want to become. So there are I went to one conference called as IGDC. That's India's Game Developer Conference. So there, I saw two young boys from one from Madurai and one from Coimbatore, was it? Yeah, I think Coimbatore. So they were about 7 to 8 years. So they got the best game award in India for a game that they created using a tool that basically that was using augmented reality to play a game. So it will go into the psyche of the user mind, and then it will make you think and play a game. It's kind of a revolving ball that they had created. So when such young people can create games, anybody can do that. So it's not a rocket science, but definitely, we can get more into it, and I can provide you some more information at a later time.
Thank you so much, sir.
I hope you understood whatever I spoke about.
Yes.
Was it helpful?
Yes, sir. For a great inspiration, sir. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you. So who else is there to ask some question? Any other questions?
No, sir. End of the session, sir.
Your end of the session?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So thank you once again, all of you. Appreciate your time. And, you can reach out to your professor, Mr. Ilango, if you have any questions that you want to reach out to me, I'll be more than happy to share. Okay. So can I end this session now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir, wait, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights on game testing and its career opportunities.
Yeah.
Now, I request Assistant Professor Mrs. S. Revati ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
Okay.
A warm and cherished afternoon to our most valued and honorable chief guest, Mr. Srikant Chandrasekharan, Vice President, Indian Software Private Limited, Management Committee, teachers, and my dear students. It is my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked hard to make this seminar a grand success. On behalf of the entire fraternity of Agachan Manan Jain College, I give a really heartfelt vote of thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Srikant Chandrasekharan, who spent his busiest time gracing this occasion. Sir, your thoughts have enlightened our young students' mind and shown us different career opportunities in game testing. Thank you so much, sir. We are extremely grateful to our Secretary, Shri M. Sardar Malji Chodia, and our Associate Secretary, Shri M. Shantimul Nahar, for their encouragement and guidance for such educational developments. Thank you. We extend our sincere thanks to our director, Dr. G.K. Francis, and the advisors of Shift 2, Dr. M. Anantanarayanan and Dr. Mahavir, for their constant support. I once again extend our gratitude to all advisors of Shift 2, Mrs. M. Ramashri and Mrs. Malini. We also express our sincere thanks to our Chief Manager, Mrs. Sangeeta Rajappa, for her enthusiastic support in such educational programs. I also thank our Senior Coordinator, Dr. Srinivasan, for his active involvement in our Department Educational Development Program. We are happy to express our sincere thanks to our Coordinator, Ma'am, Mrs. Nandini Sharpati, who made this day a successful one. A special thanks to our Dr. Ilangovan, our Assistant Professor, for making this seminar a grand success. I thank all our staff members for their active participation. My sincere thanks goes to our technical computer lab technical team, Mr. Mebin and Mr. Manohar, for their extended support in this virtual platform. I extend my sincere thanks to administrative staff and technical team members. Last but not the least, I extend my heartfelt thanks to our students who had eagerly participated in this seminar. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Tamil Thai Valtu. National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे